Hello everyone and welcome back to the Coding Problem series. Today, we are tackling a very popular interview question, Searching in a 2D Matrix, Part 2. We will explore how to efficiently find a target value in a matrix that has specific sorting properties. Let's define the problem clearly. We are given an m by n matrix and a target integer. Our job is to return true if the target exists in the matrix and false otherwise. The matrix has two key constraints. First, integers in each row are sorted in ascending order from left to right. Second, integers in each column are sorted in ascending order from top to bottom. Understanding the data structure is crucial. Notice how the numbers increase as you move to the right within any row. Similarly, notice how the numbers increase as you move down within any column. These two properties are what we will leverage to avoid scanning the entire matrix. The most obvious solution is the brute force approach. We simply iterate through every single cell, row by row, column by column, checking if the value equals our target. While this works, it ignores the sorted nature of the matrix. The time complexity is O of m times n, which is inefficient for large inputs. We can improve this. Since each row is sorted, we could perform a standard binary search on every individual row. We iterate through the m rows, and for each one, we spend log n time searching. This gives us a total time complexity of O of m times log, and this is better, but we are still not fully utilizing the fact that columns are also sorted. To get the optimal O of m plus n solution, we need a smarter starting point. Consider the corners of the matrix. The top right and bottom left corners are special. At the top right, if you move left, the values get smaller. If you move down, the values get larger. This directional decision-making is the key to our algorithm. Let's visualize why the top right corner works. Suppose we are at the top right element. If this element is greater than our target, we know the target cannot be in the current column because everything below is even larger. So we eliminate the column by moving left. Conversely, if the element is smaller than our target, we know the target cannot be in the current row because everything to the left is even smaller. So we eliminate the row by moving down. Let's trace this with an example where we search for the number 8. We start at 15. 15 is greater than 8, so we move left to 11. 11 is also greater than 8, so we move left again to 7. Now, 7 is less than 8. Since it is smaller, we move down. The next number is 8. We found our match. Notice how we traced a path efficiently without checking every cell. Here is the implementation. We initialize our pointers to the first row and the last column. We loop while the row and column indices are valid. Inside the loop, we check three conditions. If we find the target, return true. If the current value is greater than the target, decrement the column index. Otherwise, increment the row index. If the loop finishes without finding the target, we return false. This algorithm is highly efficient. In the worst-case scenario, we might start at the top right and traverse all the way to the bottom left, visiting at most m rows and n columns. This results in a time complexity of O of m plus, and the space complexity is O of 1 since we only use a few variables for pointers. To wrap up, remember that treating the matrix as a grid of sorted rows and columns allows us to reduce the search space linearly. By starting at the top right corner, we can systematically eliminate rows or columns at every step, making this much faster than brute force or simple binary search.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.